everyone. Welcome to Arihant Padhaku. And as you all know that I'm Divya, your science expert, and I'm up with sample paper series. So today in this session, we are going to discuss the sample paper 7. And I think you all are aware that why we are doing the sample paper series. आपको पता है कि टर्म 1 बहुत बहुत क्लोज है और जितनी ज़्यादा हम प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना हमारे लिए बेनिफिट रहने वाला है. So in this session, we are doing the science, the sample paper number 7. So let me tell you one thing, bache. This is the Arihant sample question paper science for CBSE class 10th as per the new CBSE guidelines. ये जो बुक है दिस इज वेरी वेरी बेनिफिशियल फॉर यू. इस बुक के अंदर शुरू के अंदर समरी दी गई है और उसके बाद हर चैप्टर वाइज इंपॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं और फिर उसके बाद सैम्पल पेपर्स दिए गए हैं. एक चीज मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूँ, इस बुक की एक बहुत बड़ी खासियत है. नॉर्मली आपको जो मार्केट के अंदर बुक्स मिलती है उसमें फिगर बेस्ड, डायग्राम बेस्ड, ग्राफ बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस बहुत कम होते हैं और आप लोगों का उतना प्रैक्टिस उसके अंदर नहीं रह पाता. सो दिस बुक इज अ कंप्लीट पैकेज जिसके अंदर हर तरह का क्वेश्चन है एंड यू विल गेट टू practice more and more the diagram based, the graph based and the different data based questions. So I'm doing the sample paper 7 today. इसके अंदर 10 सैम्पल पेपर्स है, 6 हम ऑलरेडी कर चुके हैं, तो 7 सैम्पल पेपर से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे. सो आई वुड रिकमेंड कि पहले आप ये वीडियो देखो, उसके बाद चाहे सेक्शन वाइज इसको स्टॉप करो और फिर प्रैक्टिस करो या फिर पूरा देखने के बाद बैठो और इसको एक पेपर की तरह अटेम्प्ट करो. ठीक है, इससे आप कॉन्फिडेंट होगे और साथ में आपको कि भी टाइम को भी मैनेज करना आएगा और आपको बहुत बहुत प्रैक्टिस होगी और प्रैक्टिस होगी तो पेपर से बहुत ज़्यादा फैमिलियर हो जाओगे. सो लेट्स क्विकली बिगिन विद सैम्पल पेपर 7. सो I think you all are aware practice makes the person perfect. So we are practicing just to be perfect, confident, and so that we can manage everything properly. So let me recall the paper pattern. The time would be 90 minutes. Question paper contain 3 sections. Section A has 24 questions and you have to attempt any 20. Section B has 24 and again you have to attempt any 20. Section C has 12 and you need to attempt any 10. All questions carry equal marks and there won't be any negative marking. So this is going to be a very very plus and interesting pointer for you because see sometimes आपको ऐसे लगता है कि क्वेश्चन आता नहीं है बट और आप उसको अनअटेम्प्टेड छोड़ आते हो अगर नेगेटिव मार्किंग होती है, क्योंकि उस केस में हमारा नुकसान हो सकता है. कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि गलत ऑप्शन कर दे और जो सही है उसका भी हमारा नंबर कट जाए. तो यहाँ पे कोई नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं है, तो कोई भी क्वेश्चन को अनअटेम्प्टेड नहीं छोड़ना. जो भी ट्रिक यूज करो या जो भी आपका गेस हो या जो भी क्लोज ऑप्शन लगती है उस क्वेश्चन की, उसको मार्क जरूर करके आना बिकॉज देयर इज नो नेगेटिव मार्किंग. Okay, so it's time to begin. It's time to start section A. So let's rock and see कि हमारा performance क्या है अभी तक. Okay, so the first question is choose the correct observation when aluminium strip is kept in freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution in a test tube. अब ऐसा क्वेश्चन अगर पेपर में आ जाए आपको तो ऑप्शंस कभी मत देखो. पहले मैं बार बार बताती हूँ आपको, ऑप्शंस पे टाइम वेस्ट मत करो. कंफ्यूजन होता है, टाइम वेस्ट होता है. कुछ क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जिसमें हमें ऑप्शंस देखने पड़ते हैं क्योंकि उसमें ज़्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन क्वेश्चन में नहीं होती. बट यहाँ पे तो इंफॉर्मेशन है ना कि एल्यूमिनियम स्ट्रिप को हमने फेरस सल्फेट सॉल्यूशन में डाल दिया है. तो अगर हम एल्यूमिनियम को फेरस सल्फेट के अंदर डालेंगे, ये एक एलिमेंट है, ये एक कंपाउंड है, ये मोर रिएक्टिव है, ये लेस रिएक्टिव है, तो डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन होगी और हमारे पास बनेगा एल्यूमिनियम सल्फेट. दिस आई एम मेकिंग एज पर द वैलेंसी. और साथ में हमारे पास क्या बनेगा, वी विल गेट द आयरन. आयरन विल गेट डिस्प्लेस, राइट, बिकॉज वी हैव द रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज केदारनाथ का माली आलू जरा फीके. So alu comes first and Fike come next. That is aluminium comes first and iron comes later. So that is the reason it can displace and aluminium sulfate is formed. Let me tell you, जो ferrous sulfate है या iron के जो भी compounds होते हैं, they are mostly of green color, dirty green, or you can just write light green or green. But aluminium sulfate is brown in color. So whenever the reaction occurs, you know that we get to see different sort of observations or the changes which actually reveals that the reaction has taken place. So here the revealing point is that the color of green solution changes to brown. Okay, now let's look at the options. Light green color changes to colorless. No, it doesn't changes to colorless. A colorless gas smells like burning. There is no gas evolved. Green color of solution slowly turns brown. Yes, it turns brown. The test tube becomes slightly hot. No, it is not an exothermic. So that means C is the correct answer. So you have to darken it on your OMR sheet. Okay, next question. A student adds few drops of universal indicator to a solution of dilute hydrochloric acid in a way shown here. So we have hydrochloric acid, which is HCl, and we are adding few drops of universal indicator. So you know that if you add drops of universal indicator to acid, it turns red. It turns red. So here again you have to identify the color change. So you'll be very quick with the answer क्योंकि आपने learn किया होगा कि क्या क्या color change होते हैं. So red will be the correct answer. और आपको पता है ये आपका indicators topic में से chapter 2 acid based salts में से लिया गया है. So I would recommend कि सारे के सारे indicators के original color और जब उनको acid base के साथ treat करते हैं तो क्या color change आता है उसको अच्छे से पढ़ लेना. Okay, next question. We have a flow chart. And I have been telling you, whenever you come across flow chart, तो उसको equation की form में लिख लो in order to avoid any mistake. Cold water. So this is cold water. And we know that whenever we react metal with water, we get hydroxide. So we'll get hydroxide, and along with that, we'll get H2 gas. Yes. So this is a general reaction. Now, and I can easily recall that some metals react with cold water, some with hot, some with steam, and some doesn't react. तैयारी ऐसी होनी चाहिए कि आप उस पॉइंट पे स्ट्राइक कर दो या बैक ऑफ द माइंड आपके वो चीज हो कि क्वेश्चन वो हो सकता है. सो टू कॉम्बिनेशंस कौन से करेक्ट है वो बताने हैं. तो मेटल्स दिए गए, गैस इवॉल्व हो रही है कि नहीं, तो सिर्फ ये बताना है कि गैस इवॉल्व होगी कि नहीं होगी. तो कॉपर की अगर मैं बात करूं तो आपको पता होगा कि कॉपर रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज में हाइड्रोजन से नीचे आता है. ये रिएक्शन होती ही नहीं है. सो दैट मीन्स नो गैसेस इवॉल्व. दिस इज करेक्ट. Na को अगर मैं H2O के साथ करूं, इट फॉर्म्स अ स्ट्रॉन्ग अल्कली, है ना, एंड वी गेट H2 गैस ऑल्सो. सो दिस इज अ रॉन्ग ऑब्जर्वेशन. 3 is Ca. Ca when reacts with water, it forms hydroxide and also we get a gas. So this is correct. Iron when reacts with water, you know, it reacts with steam. It reacts with steam. So basically when iron react with steam, then only the reaction take place. But यहाँ क्या दिया? Cold water. So that means with cold water it doesn't react, but it reacts with steam. So that means यहाँ पे ये yes वाली चीज गलत है. तो correct option आपके सिर्फ है 1 and 3. सिर्फ 1 and 3. So that means यहाँ पे हमारा जो correct answer होगा वो होगा option C. तो C would be the right answer. Okay, next question. Which of the following correctly represents a balanced chemical equation? It is from chemical reaction based on the topic balancing. And you know that balancing is as per the law of conservation of mass. That is, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. It is always conserved in a chemical reaction. तो बैलेंसिंग या तो हमें करनी आ सकती है, ये पूछा जा सकता है ये बैलेंस्ड है कि नहीं. तो अगर क्वेश्चन आता है कि बैलेंस्ड है कि नहीं, तो इट वुड बी वेरी इजी बिकॉज सिंपली व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज यू हैव टू कंपेयर द मोल ऑफ रिएक्टेंट्स ऑफ ईच एटम विद द मोल ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स ऑफ ईच एटम. ओके, तो यहाँ फर्स्ट से स्टार्ट करते हैं. C is 2. यहाँ पे C क्या है? 2. Hydrogen is 6. Here we have 4. So we won't proceed further. This is not going to be balanced. B, C we have 4. And here C also 4. It's balanced. Hydrogen is 12 and here hydrogen is 10. So again, you can leave it here only. Carbon is 4. Carbon is 4. Hydrogen is 6 into 2, 12. Again, 6 into 2, 12. Oxygen is 7 into 2, 14. And here we have 8. 8 plus 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It is balanced. Okay. C2 and C1. Leave it here only. So that means the correct option is the C part. It is a balanced chemical equation. Next question. A few drops of lemon juice is added to milk to make curd. That means we have milk, okay. So what we do, we add a lemon juice and in order to make it curd. After a few hours, the milk turns into curd. The given graph is plotted by observing the given situation. That is, you can see that it is pH versus time, and pH, you can see that it decreases. Okay, what does the graph indicate? So graph indicate the acidity of milk increases with time. पीएच का वैल्यू पहले यहाँ पे और टाइम के साथ ये कम हो रहा है. सो दैट मीन्स एसिडिटी ऑफ मिल्क इंक्रीजेज. यस, क्योंकि जो पीएच है, अगर पीएच लो होता है तो सब्सटेंस उतना ही ज़्यादा एसिडिक होता है. अगर पीएच हाई होता है तो सब्सटेंस उतना ही ज़्यादा बेसिक होता है. या 7, मतलब आप इस अकॉर्डिंग भी कर सकते हो कि अगर 0 से 7 के बीच में बात कर रहे हैं तो जितना लो होगा उतना एसिडिक होगा, उतना ज़्यादा एसिडिक होगा. जितना 7 की तरफ जाएगा वो उतना कम एसिडिक होगा. सिमिलरली 7 से जितना ज़्यादा होगा उतना बेसिक होगा. तो जितना वो दूर होगा 7 से, जितना हायर वैल्यू होगा उतना वो ज़्यादा बेसिक होगा. ठीक है. तो बेसिकली व्हाट इज देयर कि यहाँ पे क्या होता है आपके पास. सो दिस इज बेसिकली वी हैव कि टाइम के साथ पीएच कम हो रहा है. पीएच कम होने का मतलब एसिडिक नेचर बढ़ रहा है. सो पीएच एसिडिटी ऑफ मिल्क इंक्रीजेस because the pH decreases, as you can see in the graph. Okay, so if like pH of the milk becomes high with time, no. If it would become high, तो वो नहीं होगा. The basicity of milk increases, no. All of the above is no. So that means A is the correct answer. Next question. In the reaction of manganese dioxide with hydrochloric acid, the reaction is already given. You have MnO2 reacting with HCl, forming MnCl2, 2H2O and Cl2. So you don't have to write that equation. It is already balanced and it is a balanced chemical equation. So what we have to do is, which option in the given table correctly represents the substance reduced? और दूसरा पूछा गया है oxidizing agent. So let's look कि कौन इसमें oxidize हो रहा है और कौन reduce हो रहा है. इसमें से ऑक्सीजन हट रही है. That means it is reduction. And 2 hydrogen oxygen is being added. So that means it is oxidation. The substance whose oxidation occur is reducing agent and the substance whose reduction occur is an oxidizing agent. Okay. So what we need to do is correctly हमें correct चीज देखनी है कि कौन reduce हो रहा है और कौन oxidizing agent भी है. So basically we are talking about the same substance. So here MnO2 is undergoing reduction. Is reduced and it is an oxidizing agent also. So the option which will have both, like in both the cases, MnO2 is going to be the right answer, and I can just make out that A is the correct answer. So save your time and just darken it. Okay, next question. The chemical reaction between potassium iodide and lead nitrate. Let's do the reaction and then look at what they have asked. So this is a double displacement. Two compounds mutually interchange their ions, forming PbI2, and I can also recall it forms a yellow color precipitate. Okay, so what have been asked? Classified. Decomposition? No, because decomposition is something where you have one reactant and it breaks into its constituents on heating or in presence of light, or you can say by passing current. So it's not decomposition. Double displacement, yes. We have two compounds in which they mutually interchange their ions. Yes, it is happening here. So it is a double displacement. Displacement, it happens between an element and a compound where more reactive element displaces the less reactive element from its compound. Redox, no, it's not redox. So basically, we have double displacement as the correct option. So without wasting your time, just darken the P part. Okay, next question. Which of the given option correctly represents the parent acid and parent base of magnesium nitrate? I've been telling you, whenever you get a question like parent acid or parent base of any salt, so first step is to write its formula and make sure that you be familiar with the valencies so that you can make the correct molecular formula. Now, whenever the salt is formed, it is formed when acid reacts with base. It forms salt, and along with it we get water. So from where this water is released? Acid release hydrogen and base release OH, and both of them combine to form water. So if we want to reverse reverse it. So if you add water to salt, that means the acidic substance in it will take the H, and the basic will take the OH. So that means OH will get attached to Mg, forming a parent base, and hydrogen will get attached to the another part, forming a acid, that is nitric acid. So that means we have MgOH whole twice. So here I can see, and HNO3 here I can see. So D is the correct option. Next question. When electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of NaCl, then what happened? See, we have aqueous NaCl. So when you pass electric current, what happened? It will dissociate into ions. Yes, it is an aqueous solution. So if you pass electricity, even the water, will dissociate into ions. So what happened? What happens actually? So in this case, we see that the oppositely charged ion, they move to the oppositely charged electrode. So this moves to cathode and this moves to anode. But out of this is released, and this takes up its electron and form H2. You can just multiply the whole equation with 2 in order to state the hydrogen atomicity, because hydrogen is diatomic. Okay. Then Cl negative moves to the anode. It has taken one electron, it will give it back, and we'll have Cl. Again we can multiply it with 2, so we get Cl2. So what is observed in this case? So basically what we get to see is that chlorine gas is given off at anode. So we have the chlorine gas is given at cathode. Yes, it is right. It is given at anode, because it moves to anode. It is negatively charged, so it moves to the positively charged electron. Sodium hydroxide is formed near the cathode. Okay, so we get this thing. Yes, it is formed because like when they dissociate, so at cathode, Na and OH react to form NaOH as well. Hydrogen gas is given off at cathode. Yes, it is given, and all of the above. That means D is the right option. Because overall reaction we can write NaCl aqueous, when on passing electricity it will form NaOH, release hydrogen gas as well as Cl2. This is chloroalkali process. Even you can remember its name also, because the question might come related to it. Next question. Which of the following statement is true about the action of sodium carbonate on litmus paper? Sodium carbonate is Na2CO3, and if I am not wrong, you also know that it is basic in nature. So when any substance is basic in nature, so what happens? So when any substance is basic in nature, you know that if you treat it with litmus, it changes the red litmus blue. It changes the red litmus blue. It is an effect of base on litmus. And if we talk about acid, acid turn blue litmus red. But here its nature is basic, so it will turn red litmus blue, not blue litmus red. No change in litmus is again wrong. First blue and then colorless, no. So that means A will be the right answer. Next question. It is based on the third part of life process, that is transportation. As you can easily make out, it is the diagram related to heart. So carefully study the diagram of human circulatory system with labels 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Select the option which gives correct identification and main function or the characteristic. तो बेसिकली आइडेंटिफिकेशन भी सही होना चाहिए और करेक्टरिस्टिक भी सही होना चाहिए. तो पहले हम आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं. दिस वेसल इज टेकिंग द ब्लड इनटू लंग्स. वी नो दैट दिस इज लंग्स. We have left atrium, we have left ventricle, we have right atrium, we have right ventricle. So the vessel that takes the blood from the right side to the lungs, that is exceptionally the pulmonary artery, because it is carrying the impure blood. Okay, so 1 is recognized as pulmonary artery and it is recognized correctly. 2 is, it is taking the impure blood into the right side. It is the vena cava, but here we can see it is the capillary, because you can see the thin vessels. This is vena cava, but these are capillaries. So again, it is correct. Third is one which brings the pure blood to the left atrium. It is exceptionally pulmonary vein. And fourth is the one which is supplying blood. Yes, it is aorta. Again, it is identified correct. तो चारों का आइडेंटिफिकेशन सही है. हमें ट्विस्ट कहाँ दिखने वाला है, कहाँ पे मैनिपुलेशन है, फंक्शन के अंदर. तो फंक्शन देख लेते हैं. पल्मोनरी आर्टरी थिक वॉल्ड एंड कैरी ब्लड फ्रॉम बॉडी टू लंग्स. नहीं, वो लेकर आती है राइट एट्रियम से लंग्स पे, बॉडी से डायरेक्ट नहीं लेके जाती. Capillary, one cell thick can help in exchange of gases. This is one cell thick and it helps in exchange of gases. Yes, it is very very thin, and all the substances which get exchanged, it occurs through capillaries only. So this is correct. Pulmonary vein thick walled and carry blood from lungs to various body parts. No, lungs से पहले तो heart में आता है और heart से body parts में जाता है. Aorta thin walled, again wrong, aorta is very thick walled. So out of this only the second part, B is the correct option, that is capillary is identified correctly and the function is correctly stated. Next question, identify the option that indicates correct material digested in location 1, 2 and 3. You have 1, you have 2 and you have 3. तो आपको बताना है कि जहाँ पे डाइजेशन प्रॉपर हो. तो आपको पता है 1 हमारा क्या है, इट इज बक्कल कैविटी. इट इज बक्कल कैविटी. 2 इज जे शेप्ड स्ट्रक्चर विच इज स्टमक. दिस इज स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. तो अगर मैं यहाँ एंजाइम और डाइजेशन की बात करूँ, और मुझे लगता है आपको आता भी होगा, बक्कल कैविटी में सिर्फ एक ही एंजाइम सेक्रीट होता है, स्लाइवरी अमाइलेज, विच एक्ट्स ऑन स्टार्च. स्टमक के अंदर एंजाइम सेक्रीट होता है पेप्सिन एंड रेनिन. Renin coagulates milk and pepsin convert proteins to peptones. स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन में बहुत से एंजाइम्स होते हैं. आपको पता है पैनक्रियाटिक जूस के सिक्रीशन भी आता है. हमारे पास इंटेस्टाइनल जूस भी होता है विच इज सर्कस एंटेरिकस. दैट इज द मिक्सचर ऑफ मेनी एंजाइम्स. तो अब यहाँ पे देखते हैं ए पार्ट में 1 स्टार्च, मतलब मेन बताना है मटेरियल कौन सा डाइजेस्ट होता है. हाँ, तो सबसे पहले माउथ में तो स्टार्च का ही डाइजेशन होता है. तो जहाँ पे भी फर्स्ट स्टार्च है वो हमारा करेक्ट ऑप्शन होगा. ये प्रोटीन है, ये गलत है, ये गलत है. तो मतलब आंसर हमारा ए और सी में से ही है. तो देखो कितना ध्यान लगाकर हमने 2 ऑप्शंस को अपनी चॉइसेस से ही हटा दिया. तो आपको भी ऐसा ही एक्टिव बनना है. ओके, 2 फैट्स. नहीं, स्टमक कभी फैट्स के डाइजेशन में हेल्प नहीं करता. तो दैट मीन्स ए ऑप्शन तो करेक्ट हो गया और सी आपका सही है. सो दैट मीन्स सी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. दैट इज 1 पार्ट के लिए आपको स्टार्च, 2 के लिए प्रोटीन और 3 के 1 के लिए स्टार्च और 2 के लिए प्रोटीन और 3 के लिए भी प्रोटीन दिया है, विच इज करेक्ट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज द करेक्ट सीक्वेंस ऑफ एयर ड्यूरिंग एक्सहेलेशन. पैसेज बताना है बेसिकली. तो जब आप एक्सहेल करते हो, दैट मीन्स यू गिव आउट एयर. तो एयर का जो एक्चुअल एक्सचेंज है वो आपको पता है कहाँ होता है, कैपिलरीज के साथ एल्वुलाई से. एल्वुलाई से वो कहाँ आता है, छोटी वेसल्स जिसमें ब्रोंकियोल्स, ट्यूबुलर स्ट्रक्चर विच कम्स इनटू द ब्रोंकाई. ब्रोंकाई से वो कहाँ जाएगा, ब्रोंकाई के बाद है ट्रैकिया, ट्रैकिया के बाद लैरिंक्स, पहले मतलब लैरिंक्स से पहले फैरिंक्स, फैरिंक्स से नेजल कैविटी और फिर आपकी ओपनिंग आ गई नॉस्ट्रल्स. तो यहाँ दिया है एल्वुलाई टू ब्रोंकस. नो, ब्रोंक्यूल्स बाद में थोड़ी ना होते हैं, वो तो पहले होते हैं. नॉस्ट्रल्स के बाद फैरिंक्स. ये एक्सेल कर रहे हैं, इनहेल नहीं कर रहे. इनहेल करते हैं तब नॉस्ट्रल से जाता है. एल्वुलाई टू ट्रैकिया. ओके, ट्रैकिया से फैरिंक्स, यहाँ पे लैरिंक्स भी है. सो दैट मीन्स दिस वुड बी करेक्ट. डी ऑप्शन हमारा सही होगा क्योंकि एल्वुलाई, उसके बाद ट्रैकिया, ट्रैकिया के बाद लैरिंक्स, फैरिंक्स और नॉस्ट्रल्स. सो डी वुड बी द राइट आंसर. तो इस तरीके से कुछ पार्ट्स बीच में मिसिंग भी हो सकते हैं, बट आपने फिर भी एक ऑर्डर के अंदर उसको सोच लेना. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, द फिगर गिवन बिलो शोज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ नेफ्रॉन विद लेबल्स 1 to 4. ये नेफ्रॉन है और लेबलिंग है आपके पास 1, 2, 3 and 4. ओके, आइडेंटिफाई द करेक्ट लेबल विद इट्स फंक्शन. सबसे पहले तो 1 आपके पास क्या है, 1 इज रीनल आर्टरी. यस, इट इज करेक्टली रिकॉग्नाइज्ड. 2 is the Bowman capsule. Yes, it is Bowman's capsule. Again, correct. 4th is the collecting tubule. Yes, it is right. And 3 is the tubular part. Again, right. तो चारों को identify बिल्कुल सही किया गया. Renal artery takes impure blood to the kidneys. Okay. Bowman's capsule collects the blood from tubules. No, it doesn't collect. This is wrong. Collecting duct, dilution of urine. No, it just act as a passage. Tubular part reabsorbs salt and major amount of water of nephron. जो ट्यूबुलर पार्ट है वो हमारा रीएब्सॉर्ब करता है सॉल्ट एंड मेजर अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर ऑफ नेफ्रॉन. सो बेसिकली यहाँ पे हमारे पास करेक्ट ऑप्शन कौन सा है? सिर्फ डी पार्ट. हाँ, रीएब्सॉर्प्शन और वाटर एब्सॉर्प्शन ट्यूबुलर पार्ट से होती है. अगर किसी का ट्यूबुलर पार्ट खराब हो जाए तो यूरिन उस केस में बहुत ज़्यादा डाइल्यूट होगा क्योंकि वाटर का एब्सॉर्प्शन नहीं हो पाएगा. सो दैट मीन्स डी वुड बी दी ओनली करेक्ट पार्ट आउट ऑफ दीज 4 फंक्शंस एंड आइडेंटिफिकेशन तो सबका सही है बट फंक्शन उसका सही है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. आइडेंटिफाई द करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट अबाउट द प्रोसेस ऑफ हीमोडायलिसिस रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय द डायग्राम गिवन बिलो. Arrow indicates the flow of dialyzing solution. Okay, this is the flow. So basically आपको पता है this is taken from the excretion, that is fourth part of life process, and you know that कि अगर कभी भी किसी person का renal failure होता है, किडनी काम नहीं करती है, तो उस केस के अंदर he is put on the artificial kidney, that is dialysis. ठीक है. तो जिससे नाइट्रोजनस वेस्ट मतलब यूरिया वगैरह रिमूव और जो भी हार्मफुल सब्सटेंसेस है वो रिमूव किया जाता है, जिसमें मेनली नाइट्रोजन वेस्ट ही मेन रहता है. सो एरो इंडिकेट द फ्लो ऑफ डायलाइजिंग सॉल्यूशन. तो कुछ स्टेटमेंट्स दी गई हैं आपको. ड्यूरिंग दिस पैसेज द वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स फ्रॉम द ब्लड पास इनटू डायलाइजिंग फ्लूइड बाय फैसिलिटेटेड डिफ्यूजन. मतलब जब ये ब्लड पास करता है तो जो वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं आपके पास, ये जो वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं आपको बोला गया है दे पास इनटू डायलाइजिंग सॉल्यूशन बाय फैसिलिटेटेड डिफ्यूजन. फैसिलिटेटेड डिफ्यूजन होती है कि हम किसी चीज के साथ वो पास हो रहा है. किसको बोलते हैं? व्हेन इट इज पासिंग अलोंग विद सम अदर द सब्सटेंसेस. तो बेसिकली यहाँ पे आपके पास बोला गया है कि फैसिलिटेटेड डिफ्यूजन मतलब कोई चीज़ उसको अंदर बाहर ले जा रही है, विच इज़ रॉन्ग. ओके, तो उसके बाद आपके पास है द सेकेंड ऑप्शन इज ड्यूरिंग द प्रोसेस रीअब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ सॉल्ट एंड मिनरल्स. नो, रीअब्जॉर्प्शन नहीं होता है क्योंकि ये एक आर्टिफिशियल प्रोसेस है. द पेशेंट ब्लड पास थ्रू द ट्यूब्स हैविंग इम्पर्मिएबल लाइनिंग. नो, अगर इम्पर्मिएबल होगा तो चीज़ें कैसे डिफ्यूज होंगी? द फ्रेश डायलाइजिंग सोल्यूशन इज एंटरिंग द पेशेंट बॉडी एंड इम्प्योर डायलाइजिंग. नो, सो दैट मीन्स ए इज करेक्ट. कि पैसेज कभी भी आप ऐसा कंफ्यूजन हो तो पहले आप लिख लो और फिर क्रॉस चेक कर लो. वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स जो है ब्लड से वो पास होते हैं डायलाइजिंग फ्लूइड के अंदर और फिर बेसिकली जो ब्लड है वो प्योरीफाई हो जाता है क्योंकि डायलाइजिंग सॉल्यूशन से जो अच्छी चीज़ें हैं वो ब्लड के अंदर जाती है जिसको प्योरीफाई करती है. तो ए इज़ द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. ये कि इनकम्प्लीट सा क्वेश्चन है. सो करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट पूछा गया, इसको आप ध्यान से पढ़ लेना और करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट इसमें इंडिकेट कर देना. Next question. Observe the flowchart of breakdown of glucose by various pathways. तो respiration पे based life process एक part 2 पे based question है. Glucose 6 carbon molecule breaking into pyruvate, and I think you can easily recognize this is glycolysis and it is oxygen independent process. Okay, then we have pyruvate B ethanol carbon dioxide energy. It happens in microorganisms like yeast in breweries and all. Lactic acid energy, it acts in muscle cell. Okay, D carbon dioxide water and energy, it acts in the other cell like other than normal human cell other than the muscle cell. So that means यहाँ पे हमें पूछा गया है कि जो A पार्ट है वो किसके साथ मैच करना है. कॉलम 1 को आपने कॉलम 2 के साथ यहाँ पे बेसिकली मैच करना है. So A is recognized as glycolysis. So we have this process take place in mitochondria. It occurs when there is lack of oxygen in yeast or in the first step breakdown of glucose. Yes, it is a breakdown of glucose and also you can see that it is given. So A matches with 4. And then we have B part where I have already told you that it is yeast and I have seen one of the option as yeast also. So B matches with 3 part. C is muscle cell. So muscle cell, it occurs when there is lack of oxygen in muscle, yes, while we are exercising. So C matches with 2. And D, it happens in mitochondria. It happens in mitochondria and it is also called as Krebs cycle and it happens in cytoplasm. So basically that means D matches with part 1. 4321 is the answer, and here is the code. So that means A is the correct answer. Next question. When light falls on a smooth polished surface, the most of the light is. Smooth polished surfaces, see, smooth polished surface act as a best reflector. बिकॉज कि कभी भी किसी सर्फेस पे लाइट स्ट्राइक करती है और ऐसे बाउंस बैक हो जाए, दिस इज रिफ्लेक्शन एंड द सर्फेस फ्रॉम विच इट हैपन्स इज सेड टू बी रिफ्लेक्टर. तो रिफ्लेक्टर होने की कुछ कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है. दैट मीन्स इट शुड हैव स्मूथ सर्फेस, इट शुड हैव पॉलिश्ड सर्फेस. सो जब भी स्मूथ पॉलिश सर्फेस होता है तो रिफ्लेक्शन बहुत अच्छी होती है, और जो रिफ्लेक्शन होती है इट इज़ अ रेगुलर रिफ्लेक्शन. मतलब सारी reflected rays they move in a one direction, they are parallel to each other. So they are reflected in same direction. Yes, they are reflected in same direction. But if you have rough surface, then we get to see irregular reflection. That is, they get split or they get reflected in different direction. So these all are wrong. Only the A part is right. So we'll mark A as a right option. Next question. 4 students, we have A, B, C, D. They carry out measurement of focal length of concave mirror. So they are looking के focal length कहाँ पे है. Okay. So the best result will be obtained by each student. A student ने देखा कि ये सारी जहाँ पे converge हो रही है, we have this thing, right? और यहाँ पे हमने देखा दे आर अगेन कन्वर्ज हो रही हैं, तो सब में ही हमें कन्वर्ज तो दिख रहा है. ठीक है. सो हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू प्रूव इट. सो सबसे पहले देखो जो स्टूडेंट ए है उसका रिजल्ट क्या है. स्टूडेंट ए का बेस्ट रिजल्ट है क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो फोकल लेंथ मेजर की गई तो फोकल लेंथ एक शार्प हमें दिख रही है. फोकल लेंथ क्या दिख रही है हमें? द फोकल लेंथ इज शार्प. या आप कह सकते हो बिल्कुल करेक्ट है, जहाँ पे शार्प इमेज ऑब्टेन्ड हो रही है स्क्रीन पे, जिसको आप करेक्टली मेजर भी कर सकते हो. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे वो शार्प इमेज हमें नहीं दिख रही है, सो दैट मीन्स ए इज द करेक्ट आंसर. तो स्टूडेंट ए ने हमें सही रिजल्ट दिया है. सो ए वुड बी द राइट आंसर. आप याद रखो जहाँ पे भी सही से एक फोकल लेंथ हमें दिखेगी वहाँ पे सही तरह की शार्प इमेज मिलेगी, जो कि एक प्रॉपर इमेज होगी. अब देखो यहाँ तो इमेज ही नहीं बन रही है ना, लेकिन यहाँ पे और ए और डी में से जो शार्प इमेज है वो हमें कहाँ मिल रही है? ए के पास. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इन अ ग्लास प्रिज्म द इमर्जेंट रे इज नॉट पैरेलल टू द इंसिडेंट रे. एक ग्लास प्रिज्म नॉर्मली जो इमर्जेंट रे है दैट इज पैरेलल टू द इंसिडेंट रे है ना, बट ग्लास प्रिज्म में जब डिस्पर्जन होती है तो इमर्जेंट रे पैरेलल नहीं होती, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि जब ये इधर पास करती है तो ये बेंड हो जाती है. So the laws of reflection do not hold in case of glass prism. Refractive surfaces are inclined at an angle. The angle of refraction is in glass is greater than the angle of incidence. The angle of refraction in glass is greater than the angle of emergence. So let me tell you one thing कि prism के अंदर जो reflecting surface होते हैं ये दोनों आपस में parallel नहीं होते. They are inclined at an angle, and that is the reason it is not parallel. So that means B would be the correct option. You can see that they are inclined at certain angle. So B would be the right option. Next question. Consider these two indices of refraction. We have flint glass. Refractive index दिया आपको flint glass का 1.52 and of diamond which is 2.42. Okay. Based on the refractive index, choose the correct option. Basically speed बतानी है. मैं आपको याद करा दूं, जिसका रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स हाई होता है उसमें स्पीड जो होती है लाइट की वो स्लो होती है, और जिसका रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स लो होता है उसके अंदर लाइट स्पीड जो होती है लाइट की वो फास्ट होती है. तो बेसिकली इसमें स्लो स्पीड किस में होगी? डायमंड में, और वो ज़्यादा डेंसर होगा एज कम्पेयर टू द फ्लिंट ग्लास. सो बेसिकली द स्पीड ऑफ लाइट इन डायमंड इज ग्रेटर. येस, इट इज ग्रेटर. The speed of light in flint glass equal? No. Refractive index is not equal, so therefore the speed won't be equal. Speed of light in flint glass is more? No. It has greater. Okay. The speed of light in flint glass is greater than the speed of light. Yes. This is correct. Speed of light in diamond? No. This is incorrect. Speed of light is independent of refractive index? No. It depends. So basically जिसका refractive index यहाँ पे वैल्यू कम है और यहाँ वैल्यू ज़्यादा है, तो इसमें स्पीड ज़्यादा होगी और इसमें स्पीड कम होगी. So C would be the right answer. Next question. Examine the above diagram and choose which of the following is correct. So you have this thing and we have to tell that which out of the two is correct. So what do we have? You can see that we have a big line with small oblique lines. You can see that here you can make out, just a moment, that we have two plane mirrors, right, and they are inclined, like they are perpendicular. So you can see that यहाँ पे एक रे इंसिडेंट हो रही है जो ऐसे बाउंस हो रही है और फिर वो ऐसे रिफ्लेक्ट हो रही है. So we have to tell that which statement out of it is correct. So basically the angle of incidence should be 30 degree for parallel rays. Okay. The angle of reflection is greater than the angle of incidence in this case. Okay. And if the angle between M1 and M2 is less than 90, then the rays will become parallel. अगर M1 और M2 का एंगल आपको बोला है कि 90 से कम है तो रेज पैरेलल हो जाएंगी. इफ M1 एंड M2 आर इंक्लाइंड एट 90 डिग्री तो आपके पास दिया है कि रिफ्लेक्टेड रेज पैरेलल होंगी. येस, इट इज राइट एंड यू कैन से दैट दे आर पैरेलल, क्योंकि अगर एंगल 90 डिग्री होता है तो द रेज वुड बी पैरेलल. अब देखो इसके अंदर ज़्यादा दिमाग नहीं लगाना पड़ा. 90 डिग्री आपको दिख ही रहा है कि चीज़ परपेंडिकुलर है और पैरेलल रेज भी आपको दिख रही है. सो बेसिकली दिस इज गोना बी द करेक्ट आंसर. दैट इज डी पार्ट इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. Next question. We have a given figure where you can see we have a concave mirror और concave mirror पे इस तरह से ray strike कर रही है. So what we have to do is a ray of light AM is incident. Yes, it is incident. Then which of the following ray diagram is correct? So whenever a ray comes parallel, it is actually based on the rules. जब भी ray parallel आती है principal axis से, it passes through focus. जब भी ray focus से आती है, it becomes parallel after reflection. जब रे किसी एंगल पे पोल पे स्ट्राइक करती है सेम एंगल से रिफ्लेक्ट होती है. तो अगर मैं इसको कंप्लीट करूंगी इट विल पास थ्रू फोकस. और इसमें देखो ये फोकस से नहीं पास कर रहा, इसमें सी से पास कर रहा है विच इज इनकरेक्ट. सी का रूल भी बता देती हूँ. जो रे सी से आती है वो रिट्रेस करती है अपना पाथ. पैरेलल आएगी फोकस से, दिस इज करेक्ट. सो दैट मीन्स सी इज द राइट आंसर. तो सी को इस तरीके से आप डाकन कर दोगे. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. In the given figure, we have this thing, the path of parallel beam of light passing through the convex lens of refractive index given as mu g kept in a medium of refractive index which is mu is equal to mu w. Once again, just let me select the pointer. Yes. So this is given to you. कि दोबारा एक बार क्वेश्चन को पढ़ लेते हैं कि गिवन फिगर में पाथ जो है पैरेलल बीम ऑफ लाइट का इज पासिंग थ्रू द कॉन्वेक्स लेंस. यू कैन सी दैट ऑफ रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स म्यू जी. दिस इज अ लाइट एंड द रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स इज म्यू जी, द वैल्यू. Okay, kept in a medium of refractive index mu w. This is in a medium where the refractive index is mu w. Which of the following is correct? So in this case, you can see that the rays are not deviating. So if the rays are not deviating, that means both of them, they have the same refractive index value. That is the reason it is traveling in a straight line and it is not undergoing, the refraction. There is no change in the path. So basically in this case, ऐसा तभी होता है जब दोनों का रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स इक्वल होता है. सो दिस वुड बी द राइट ऑप्शन. क्योंकि अगर ग्लास का रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स ज़्यादा होता तो उसमें स्पीड कम हो जाती और वो डेविएट करती, और ऐसे ही अगर वाटर का होता तो उसमें चेंज हो जाती. सो दैट मीन्स बी इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन बिकॉज इट इज नॉट डेविएटिंग फ्रॉम इट्स ओरिजिनल पार्ट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. The minute particles and molecules of atmosphere deflect the sunlight in all directions. Which of the following phenomena is involved? छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल्स जो एटमोस्फेयर में होते हैं वो सनलाइट को फैला देते हैं दूसरे डायरेक्शन में. एंड द रीजन इज, और यू कैन से द फिनोमिना इज स्कैटरिंग. दैट इज फर्स्ट दे एब्जॉर्ब एंड देन दे स्कैटर. दैट इज दे स्प्लिट इन डिफरेंट डायरेक्शन. Dispersion is something when the light passes through prism and it's split into different colors. It doesn't get scattered, it's split into its components. This is dispersion. So this won't fit to this given question. Refraction is the change in the path of light. Again, it doesn't go. And Tyndall effect, when the path of light becomes visible. So again, it is wrong. So B is the right answer. That is scattering would be the phenomena. So with this we have completed the section A. तो चाहे अभी वीडियो को पॉज कर लो और अपने सैम्पल पेपर 7 का सेक्शन ए प्रैक्टिस कर लो, नहीं तो पूरा पेपर पूरा वीडियो इकट्ठे देख लेना और फिर उसके बाद बैठकर एक प्रॉपर एग्जाम की तरह करना, ताकि आपको पता लगे कि पूरा टाइम आपको कितना लगा है. सो अगर आपके पास ये बुक है, so well and good. If you don't have, please go for it, because like if you'll have this book, so you can practice a lot more. Now let's start with section B. As I've already told you that in section B we'll be having 24 questions, and out of it you have to attempt 20. But as this is the practice session, so we'll be covering all 24 questions now. So let's begin. Okay, so the first question of section B is sodium hydrogen carbonate arrow, and you can see the delta sign which indicates heat, that is heat is given, forming Na2CO3 plus X plus H2O. Identify the correct option. And as I have been telling you that before going on to the option, we will just complete this equation first. So this is sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is also called as sodium bicarbonate. So this is NaHCO3. So see, one tip for you is that you have to be familiar with the common name as well as the proper name of the compound, the common as well as the chemical name, because the question can be asked in either way. Like here, you know, you are familiar with sodium bicarbonate as a common name, but the proper chemical name is sodium hydrogen carbonate. So you also have to be tricky, and you also have to be, you know, thorough with the subject. Then only you will be able to do. नहीं तो अगर यहाँ confusion हो जाती तो आप आगे ना कर पाते. ठीक है, तो ध्यान रखना कि आप उस चीज को अच्छे से कवर करना. Heated, that means it is endothermic. We are providing it heat, so it is endothermic, forming Na2CO3, and along with that we'll get H2O which is given, and the gas CO2 would be evolved. Because I have been telling you कि जब भी CO3 होता है तो CO2 पक्का रिलीज होती है, और जब भी आपके पास CO2 होता है तो it gets converted into carbonate. तो यहाँ कार्बोनेट है तो CO2 निकलेगी, CO2 होता तो कार्बोनेट बनता. ठीक है, तो अब हमें बेसिकली पूछा क्या था, द टाइप ऑफ रिएक्शन एंड द गैस इवॉल्व्ड, गैस होगी कि नहीं होगी, और एक्सो है या एंडो है. तो मैं आपको बता चुकी हूँ डेल्टा का साइन है, यहाँ पे आपको सोचना भी नहीं है, डेल्टा ऑलरेडी गिवन है. गिवन का मतलब होता है कि आप उसमें हीट दे रहे हो. तो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन में तो एक्सोथर्मिक में हमें क्या क्या चाहिए, क्रॉस. तो दैट मीन्स वो वाली ऑप्शंस को हम सिर्फ कंसिडर करने वाले हैं जिसमें क्रॉस है. तो ए और सी को सीधा ही आप डिस्कार्ड कर दो, देखने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. अब गैस इवॉल्व होती है तो दैट मीन्स हमारा करेक्ट ऑप्शन वो होगा जिसमें फर्स्ट में क्रॉस होगा और सेकेंड गैस इवॉल्व में टिक होगा. तो अगर मैं बी और डी को देख रही हूँ तो ये करेक्ट है. सो बी वुड बी द राइट आंसर, क्योंकि डी के अंदर दोनों ही क्रॉसेस लगे हैं. So B would be the right answer. That is, it is endothermic, not exothermic, and gas is released, which is CO2, carbon dioxide. Okay, next question. A boy recorded a pH value of soil sample A. एक soil sample था, okay. तो एक बच्चे ने उसका pH रिकॉर्ड किया और इसको A से डिनोट किया. एक रेन वाटर सैंपल था, एक रेन वाटर का भी सैंपल था, और उसको लिया B. ओके, टैप वाटर सैंपल था C, टैप वाटर सैंपल क्या था C, और विनेगर एज D. ठीक है, तो चारों सैंपल्स का pH वैल्यू ग्राफ में दिया हुआ है. दिस इज pH वैल्यू एंड दीज आर दीज डिफरेंट सब्सटेंसेस, सॉलिड soil, the rainwater, tap water, and vinegar. So this the bar indicate their pH, because this is pH versus substances. Okay, so which one of the following sample has the highest concentration of hydrogen ion? We know that pH is equal to negative of logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. So that means the higher is the pH, lower will be this value, because it is negative, so it is going to be more negative. Okay, and if the pH is less, the hydrogen ion concentration is going to be high. So here in this, you can make out that we have been asked for the highest concentration of hydrogen ion. ज़्यादा हाइड्रोजन आयन का कंसंट्रेशन मतलब pH लोएस्ट के बारे में पूछा गया है. अब इस ग्राफ में देखो तो बिल्कुल क्लियर है कि जो pH सबसे छोटा है वो D वाले का है. So that means D हमारे पास क्या है, विनेगर. So D would be the right answer. तो D को हम मार्क कर देंगे. Next question. The diagram shows the reaction between dilute H2SO4 and 5 different metals. We have got 5 different metals: magnesium, zinc, aluminium, iron and copper. मतलब Mg plus H2SO4, फिर आपके पास है जिंक प्लस H2SO4, तीसरा है आपके पास एल्यूमिनियम प्लस H2SO4, आयरन प्लस H2SO4, ओके, एंड देन वी हैव कॉपर प्लस H2SO4. हमें इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट बतानी है, बट स्टेटमेंट देखने से पहले हम देख लेते हैं MgSO4 बनेगा और H2 गैस रिलीज होगी. और आपको याद होगा यहाँ पे H2 मैग्नीशियम के सरफेस पे स्टिक कर जाती है और उसको बहुत लाइट बना देती है कि वो फ्लोट करने लगता है. Zn plus H2O, ZnSO4, H2 इवॉल्व होगी. दिस इज Al2SO4 होल थ्राइस, अगेन हाइड्रोजन इवॉल्व होगी. आयरन FeSO4, अगेन हाइड्रोजन इवॉल्व होगी, बट कॉपर डजंट रिएक्ट विद द डाइल्यूट H2SO4. सो बेसिकली अब यहाँ पे हमें इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट बताना है. A, the rate of evolution of hydrogen gas bubbles is not same in each test tube. Incorrect बताना है. So yes, it is correct, not same because it depends upon the reactants. तो metal अलग अलग है तो rate of hydrogen gas भी अलग अलग होगा. B, the rate of formation of bubble is fastest in case of magnesium. Yes, and that is the reason it sticks to the surface and makes the magnesium lighter. No bubbles are seen in case of copper. True, because there is no reaction. The reactivity order of the metal is magnesium more than zinc, iron, aluminium. No, this is incorrect because as per reactivity series, out of them, magnesium is more reactive. Then we have aluminium, then we have zinc, then we have iron, and then we have copper. So the order would have been like this. राइट, बट यहाँ पे जिंक और एल्यूमिनियम और आयरन इनकी प्लेसेस शफल्ड हैं. So this is incorrect and this is the correct answer for the given question. That is the incorrect statement. Next question. The electronic configuration of 6 elements A to F are given. So we have the electronic configuration and I hope you remember that it is the arrangement of the electrons in the around the nucleus in respective shells. तो यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन दी गई है और फॉर्मूला ऑफ कंपाउंड्स बनाया गया है. हमें बताना है कि रॉन्ग फॉर्मूला कौन सा है. तो बेसिकली जब हम फॉर्मूला ऑफ कंपाउंड्स बनाते हैं इंटरचेंज करके, वो बेसिकली आयनिक कंपाउंड्स का बनता है जिनमें आयनिक बॉन्ड होता है एंड इट इज फॉर्म बिटवीन मेटल एंड नॉन मेटल. ठीक है, मेटल्स वो होते हैं जिनके आउटरमोस्ट शेल में 1, 2 या 3 वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन हो, और नॉन मेटल्स वो होते हैं जिनके आउटरमोस्ट शेल में 4, 5, 6, 7 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हो. ठीक है, वही ये क्रिस क्रॉस वाला फॉर्मूला बना सकते हैं. अब यहाँ पे A आपके पास है, इसका वैलेंसी है प्लस क्योंकि 1 है उसके आउटरमोस्ट शेल में, एंड B इज 2 नेगेटिव. क्रिस क्रॉस करोगे we'll get A to B. That means this is correct. Then we have B and C, and I don't have to make the formula because I can just look at by just looking at the configuration I can make out these are non-metals and we cannot crisscross and make the formulas like this. So it's wrong. C is 2, 5. That means it is C3 negative. D is with 2 positive. So if you crisscross, it becomes D3C2. One second, D3, yes, C2. That means this is correct. Okay, then we have this with the F as 2 positive and E as 3 negative. So when we crisscross, we get F3E2, which is again not correct. So that means out of these 4 options, the ones which are correct is the first and the third one. So we'll go with the this thing. Let me check once again. कुछ गलती तो नहीं होगी है. This is C2D3. This is A2B. B2C3 cannot be there. और ये आपके पास होगा F3E2. तो ये भी गलत है यहाँ पे. ठीक है, तो बेसिकली इसका जो हमें पूछा गया था रॉन्ग फॉर्मूला, तो रॉन्ग फॉर्मूला पूछा, हमने करेक्ट बता दिया. तो रॉन्ग फॉर्मूला बेसिकली हमारे पास किस किस का है, सेकेंड पार्ट का और फोर्थ पार्ट का. तो मतलब डी हमारा करेक्ट आंसर है क्योंकि हमें रॉन्ग फॉर्मूला बताना था, सही नहीं बताना था. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अ स्टूडेंट टुक अ ब्लू लिटमस पेपर एंड डिप्ड इट इन डाइल्यूट H2SO4. एक स्टूडेंट ने ब्लू लिटमस लिया और उसको डाइल्यूट H2SO4 में डाल दिया. और मुझे पता है लिटमस ये H2SO4 एक एसिड होता है, राइट. एंड देन टू डाइल्यूट NaOH, पहले इसमें डाला और फिर इसमें डालने के बाद उसको किस में डाल दिया, देन पहले इसमें डाला एंड देन इट इज पुट बैक इनटू द dilute NaOH. ठीक है. Then what would he observe? So let me tell you, ये blue litmus था. तो अगर आप इसको ब्लू लिटमस को एसिडिक मीडियम में डालते हो सो इट टर्न्स रेड. तो यहाँ पे ये क्या हो जाता है, ब्लू टू रेड. अब जब आप इसको वापस से एक बेस के अंदर डालोगे तो बेस के अंदर डालने से इट विल अगेन चेंजेस टू रेड लिटमस चेंजेस टू ब्लू. जो रेड था वो क्या हो जाएगा, ब्लू. सो द कलर ऑफ लिटमस पेपर चेंजेस टू रेड, नो, इट फर्दर चेंजेस टू ब्लू ऑल्सो. So it changes to red and then to blue. Yes, it is red. It is correct. It doesn't become colorless in either of it. It shows different colors in different mediums. The color of litmus paper show different colors in different medium. Yes, it is also correct. So the correct statements, the observations are 2 and the 4 1. और यहाँ हमें ऑप्शन दिख रहा है B में. So B would be the right answer. Next question. We have got 4 test tubes, 1, 2, 3 and 4. On addition of phenolphthalein, the test tube 2 and 3 shows pink color. We know that phenolphthalein turns, like whenever phenolphthalein added to a sample and it turns pink, that means it is basic. तो ये हमारे पास एक base है और ये भी एक base है. Okay, 1 and 4 no change, no change. Okay, and no change is observed with the acids. Okay. Moreover, red cabbage water is added, then red cabbage water is added. The test tube 4 shows purple color, it becomes purple. 1 shows red, that is it remain red. And 2 and 3 they show blue color. So we need to tell the following test tubes contain sample with pH less than 7. pH less than 7, what does it mean? It means we are talking about the acids, and out of it, you know, the acid has an effect on phenolphthalein that it doesn't show any effect. It remain colorless as such. So out of 1 and 4, the acid can be there. But when we added red cabbage water, then it turned purple in the 4th one. Right, but it remained red in the first one. So that means acid is only the one, that is the only one. So out of this given option, C is the correct answer. So by this, you come to know that what kind of changes you can observe when the indicators are treated with different substances. तो सारे indicators को पढ़ो, कौन synthetic है, कौन natural है, original color क्या है, acid base के साथ किस तरीके से उनका color या odor बदलता है. Next question, assertion and reason. MnO2 plus 4HCl forming MnCl2 plus Cl2 plus 2H2O is a redox reaction. So let's check whether it is redox or not. Oxygen remove हो रही है, that means reduction. Oxygen add हो रही है, that means oxidation. Yes, true. It is redox. In a redox reaction, oxidation and reduction occur simultaneously. Yes, it occurs. So that means assertion is correct, reason is correct, but reason is not specifying the assertion. Because here the specification would be that oxygen is being removed or oxygen is being added. We can state the reason like this, but not this by stating the definition. So definitely assertion is right, reason is right, but reason doesn't explain the assertion. So that means the correct answer is B part. Next, assertion and reason. Aluminium chloride is a basic salt. AlCl3 is a basic salt, which is false. I'll explain you. Aluminium chloride is a salt of strong acid and weak base. Yes, it is true. See, aluminium chloride is a salt which is formed of HCl and aluminium hydroxide. This is a weak base and this is a strong acid. Because out of the acid and base, acid is strong. Therefore, it is acidic salt, not a basic salt. So, assertion is false, but reason is true. So, that means we'll go with option D, because we have only one option where assertion is false, that is D part. Next, again we have assertion and reason. In a healthy adult, the initial filtrate in the kidneys is about 180 liter daily, but the actual volume excreted is only a liter a day. Yes, it is true. Like the initial filtrate that the kidneys, filter, it is 180 liter, but the volume of urine which we excrete in a day is just 1 liter. Yes, it is true. Most of the filtrate is lost from the body in the form of sweat. Again, this is true. That is, yes, it is most of the filtrate is passed No, it is not true. It is false. Most of the filtrate is not passed in the form of sweat. It is passed in the form of urine. So that means assertion is true, but reason is false. So that means we'll go with C part. Next question. It is impossible to see a virtual image with naked eyes. Virtual image को naked eye से नहीं देख सकते. Reason, the rays do not actually emanate from a virtual image. So let me tell you, assertion is false. We can see the virtual image with the naked eye. You know, like when you see yourself in the plane mirror, that is a virtual image. And I think you can see with your naked eye, you all know that. So assertion is false here. एंड रीजन इज करेक्ट क्योंकि वर्चुअल इमेज जो बनती है, जो रेज होती है, वो एक्चुअल मीट नहीं करती है, दे अपीयर टू मीट. सो assertion is false but reason is true, that is the D part. So you have to be familiar with the instructions of putting A, B, C and D in case of assertion and reason. Please be thorough with it. Do not make silly mistakes. Okay, next question. The data-based MCQ. The table given below shows the reaction of a few elements with acids and base to evolve hydrogen gas. This is a table where we see that these elements MnOP, whether they react with acid or base. Tick means they react, cross means they don't react. So which of the following elements can form amphoteric oxides? So let me tell you, the one which can form amphoteric oxides are those which show reaction with acids as well as with bases. So the option where you get to see both the ticks, that is a reaction with acid will also happen and with a base would also happen. So out of these two, we can just see that there is two options, M and P. They are reacting with acid as well as base. So they are going to be amphoteric. So out of the given option M and P, that is option C is correct. They will form amphoteric oxides. The oxides with acidic as well as basic character. Next question. In which of the following vertebrae the heart does not pump oxygenated blood to different parts of the body? Options are Pisces in amphibians, amphibians in reptiles, amphibians only or Pisces only. So let me tell you out of the given options, पहले तो क्वेश्चन समझ आ गया कि जो हार्ट है वो ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड सारे बॉडी में नहीं पहुंचाता. सो इट हैपन्स ओनली इन द फिशेस बिकॉज फिशेस दे हैव टू चैम्बर्ड हार्ट. They have two chambered heart. So, the blood is pumped to gills for the oxygenation and directly to the rest of the body parts. So, Pisces would be the correct. So, that means fishes will darken the D part. Next question. During photosynthesis, which of the following event take place? We all know that photosynthesis is a process by which green plants can prepare their food by utilizing the raw materials CO2, water, sunlight, and also in the presence of green pigment which can trap solar energy and convert into chemical energy of food, that is chlorophyll. So these are the basic raw materials, So what do you see in it? Oxidation of CO2 into carbohydrates? No. Carbon dioxide is not oxidized, it is reduced. So oxidation, both the points will go wrong, and out of the two, reduction of carbohydrates into CO2, no, carbohydrates don't get get converted to CO2. Rather, CO2 gets converted into carbohydrate in the form of glucose. So C would be the right answer. And I think you all remember that in the dark reaction, CO2 reacts with ATP and the NADPH2, that is the energy sources, and in the presence of biocatalyst RUPP, and form food in the form of glucose, which is C6H12O6. And these, the energy components, they are used up, and enzyme catalysts remain as such. So that means carbon dioxide get reduced to the carbohydrate. So C would be the right answer. Next question. The excretory system of human being. So let me tell you that we have got lot of organ systems in the body which makes us perform in an efficient way. And you know that the excretory system consists of two kidneys, that is a pair of kidney. Then we have ureter, which carries the urine, which open up into a bladder, a sac, and this is urethra from which the urine is excreted. So we have a pair of kidney, right? We have a pair of ureter. Okay, we have one urinary bladder and a opening which is urethra. So out of this, a kidney, a ureter, no. We have a pair of kidney. A pair of kidney, a ureter. No, we have a pair of ureters. A pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. It sounds good and correct. And the D1 is a kidney, a pair of ureters. No, we have a pair of kidney too. So that means C would be the correct answer, as we have a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a opening through which the urine is excreted, which is urethra. Next question. One half of convex lens is covered with a black paper. So you have a lens and one half of it, let's say it is covered with black paper. So the size of image produced. So let me tell you, like if you cover the lens with the half with black paper, so it will form image. Definitely it is going to form image. But the size will remain same. There won't be any change in the size. It will remain same, but the intensity of the image would be less, because here the refraction is occurring only from the half part of the lens. So the size of image produced will not be half, will not be 2/3, will not be 1/4, it would be same. Rather the intensity may be less. So we'll just darken the P part. Next question. Two lenses of focal length 20 centimeter and minus 10 centimeter are combined. We have two lenses. One is the convex and other is the concave lens. Okay, the combination of these will become. So let me tell you, यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी गलती हुई है. आपकी बुक के अंदर भी जब आप अरिहंत का ही पेपर सॉल्व करोगे तो ये करेक्शन कर लीजिएगा. सो हियर दिस इज गिवन एज दिस इज गिवन एज -20 and the other is given as 10 centimeter. Please correct them. This is -20 and 10. Okay, so when you have -20 and 10, you need to find the combination of these will become. So जब focal length होती है, then you find the total focal length. So you find in this way. So when you will put the formula into it, it is going to be 1 by F1, that is 1 by -20 and 1 by 10. Okay, so when you will solve for it, you will get the answer as 20 centimeter. You know that you will take the LCM, which would be 20, and then you will get the answer as 20 centimeter. Okay, so here let me solve for it. Maybe let's see कि कुछ और गलती ना हो इसके अंदर. So this is going to be 20 and 10. You know that it is going to be 20. So we have -1 and then we have +2. So it is 1 by 20, which comes out to be 20 centimeter. So positive के अंदर है, that means पॉजिटिव जो होता है आपको पता है कि जब आपके पास पॉजिटिव वैल्यू होती है इसकी, तो इट इज़ अ कन्वर्जिंग लेंस, राइट. तो फोकल लेंथ आपके पास पॉजिटिव आ रही है, तो इट इज गोइंग टू बी कन्वर्जिंग एंड हियर इट विल बी कन्वर्जिंग विद फोकल लेंथ 20. सो ए वुड बी द राइट आंसर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. एंजाइम ट्रिप्सिन एंड पेप्सिन वर्क्स इन. So let me tell you, pepsin is one of the component of gastric juice, which is secreted inside the stomach. And for the functioning of pepsin, prior to it, HCl is secreted. Again, it is a part of gastric juice, and the function of it is to provide acidic medium, which is required for the functioning of pepsin. And in the acidic medium, you know, it acts on proteins, the pepsin, and convert into peptones. Though this is not the simplest form of proteins, but still, you know, it starts the digestion. Okay, and if I talk about trypsin, it is a part of pancreatic secretion, pancreatic juice. And all the pancreatic juice, they work in alkaline medium, which is provided by the bicarbonate ions which come along with the bile juice from the liver. So here the trypsin works in the alkaline or the basic medium. So basic and acidic medium, so this is correct. Then this is wrong. So A would be the correct answer. Next question. The force that blood exerts against the wall of vessels. वो फोर्स जो ब्लड एक्सर्ट करता है वेसल की वॉल पे, वो आपको पूछा गया है. मोर इन वेन्स एंड लेस इन आर्टरीज. नो, ब्लड प्रेशर इज मोर. आपको पता है जब हार्ट पंप करता है तो वो प्रेशर ज़्यादा होता है. सो इट इज़ मोर इन आर्टरीज एंड लेस इन वेन्स, बिकॉज एंड दैट इज द रीजन आर्टरीज आर थिक वॉल्ड. Arteries are thick walled in order to withstand that high pressure. So B would be the right answer. Next question. An object of 7 centimeter is placed 27 centimeter in front of concave mirror. So object का size दिया है, let's write 7 centimeter. It is placed 27 centimeter in front of concave mirror, that is U, and U is always negative. Concave mirror focal length is negative, minus 18. It is given as 18, so we'll take it as minus 18. At what distance from the mirror should be placed? The screen should be placed in order to image a sharp image. That means we need to find B. So we'll make use of mirror formula, which is 1 over f is equal to 1 over v plus 1 over u. We need to find 1 over v. So it will become 1 over u minus 1 over f. So when you will put the values in it, so it would be something like this. I'll write here 1 by v equal to, this is minus 1 by 18 plus 1 by 27, right? Because minus it becomes plus, and when you'll solve for it, it will become minus 1 by 54, or we can say v is equal to minus 54 centimeter. And we have got the option minus 54, so D would be the right answer. So I think you know that you have to solve it by taking an LCM, and then please don't forget to reciprocate it. Next question. For the same angle of incidence of 45 degree, the refraction angle in two transparent medium P and Q is 30 and 20. मतलब दो मीडियम दिए गए हैं, मीडियम P और मीडियम Q. इसमें इंसिडेंट एंगल है 45, ठीक है, और इसमें भी एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस है 45. And the refracted angle is 30 degree, and in this it is 20. Okay. Which one of the following is correct? So we need to see the statements given. Medium P is denser medium than medium Q. P is denser than this. Angle तो यहाँ पे कम है. So Q would be denser. No. Q is denser than P. So this is wrong. Speed of light is same in both media. No. If it would have been same, the angle would have been same. Medium Q is denser. Yes, it is denser. That is the reason the angle of refraction is small for the same angle of incidence. Angle of emergence for both the media are greater than the incidence angle. No. Angle of incidence is always equal to angle of emergence. Whatever is the angle of incidence, it is always going to be equal. So that means the correct statement out of it is only the C part. So C would be the right answer. Next question. The focal length of above mirror is 10 centimeter, and this is concave mirror. So we have minus 20 centimeter. The image, it is minus 10, minus 10. Image will form, that means we need to find V, and object distance is given in the figure. It is minus 20 centimeter. So if you will find for this, आपको मैं ये भी बता दूँ, अगर फोकस लेंथ 10 दिया है और ऑब्जेक्ट 20 पे है, तो ऑब्जेक्ट मतलब कहाँ पे है? सी पे. और जब सी पे होता है तो इमेज भी कहाँ बनेगी? सी पे ही बनेगी, है ना. और सी पे ही बनती है इमेज, तो चाहे आप इसको सॉल्व करके करो चाहे बिना सॉल्व करके करो, आंसर आपका यही आएगा. इट वुड बी 20 ओनली. सो दैट मीन्स इट इज फॉर्म्ड एट द सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर ऑफ द मिरर. So that means D would be the right answer. चाहो तो solve भी कर सकते हो. We have mirror formula as 1 over f is equal to 1 over v plus 1 over u. So when you will put it, the values, it is going to be this by this. So v would come out to be 20 centimeter और वो भी minus का. So it is formed at center of curvature. Next question. Convex lens has a focal length 30 centimeter. Convex lens है जिसका focal length कितना है? 30. Convex lens positive होता है focal length. If an object is placed at a distance of 15 centimeter, u is minus 15, we need to find the magnification. So first we will put the lens formula and find v, and after finding v, we can put the formula v by u and we can easily find the m. So let's put the lens formula. So this is 1 by v minus 1 over u. So it is going to be 30. This we have to find, and this would be minus 15. So if you will solve for it, v will come out to be, in this case, v would be, see, we have, once again, we have f also, we have U also, and we need to find V. So if you will put if you will find V and then you put in this value, then the answer would be for the M, it is gonna be plus 2. And I think you know how to solve for it, and after solving just put it here and you'll get the answer plus 2. So that means B would be the right answer. So first we have made use of लेंस फॉर्मूला. लेंस फॉर्मूला से पहले आपने V निकाल लिया और फिर मैग्निफिकेशन का फॉर्मूला लगाकर V बाई U से आपने M फाइंड कर लिया. V आपने सॉल्व कर लिया था, U आपके पास गिवन है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. A beam of light when passes through a glass prism, a spectrum is observed. जब आप लाइट को ग्लास प्रिज्म से पास करते हो तो आपके पास स्पेक्ट्रम आ जाता है. यस, बट व्हेन सेम बीम इज पास थ्रू अ हॉलो ग्लास प्रिज्म, हॉलो मतलब अंदर कुछ भी नहीं है, देन obviously you won't get any spectrum. We won't get any spectrum. The reason being there is no other media, denser media present inside. Otherwise, if we talk about glass prism, there is glass present, but hollow glass prism, nothing is present. So we won't get any spectrum, no dispersion. So that means D would be the right answer. So next question of section B. We have element, we have few properties, ductile, melting point and electrical conductivity. So element A, B, C and D, and these are indicating that whether they are ductile or not, whether they have high melting point or low, or whether they are conductive or they are not, insulator, or you can say they are less conductive or non-conductive. So which of the above elements can be used for making wires? So let me tell you the substance which is advised to make as wire, that is the prior property is the foremost property, that it should be ductile. That is, when you hammer, it is able to form thin wires. Okay, so it has to be ductile. And if I talk about melting point, it should have high melting point so that it should not easily melt. Electrical conductivity, again, yes, it should be there. So which can be used for making it. So this doesn't have the property, like if I talk about A, it has got all good properties. If I talk about B, it has non-conductivity, so not preferred. Two properties are lagging. Again, one property is lagging. So only A would be suitable for making wires. So we'll go with the D option. So D would be the right one. So with this, we have completed section B. I hope you have understood it well. So let's start with section C now and see which kind of case studies are given, and also check your performance by answering the questions. So let's begin with section C. As I've told you that in this section, we'll be having 12 questions and you need to attempt only 10. But because we are practicing, so I'll be solving all 12 for you. Okay, so the case study 1 is the samples of sodium chloride, potassium iodide, barium chloride or any other salt are taken from the science lab. Science lab से sodium chloride, NaCl मतलब, पोटाशियम आयोडाइड मतलब Ki, बेरियम क्लोराइड मतलब BaCl2 या कोई और सॉल्ट का ले लिया गया और उसको इस तरीके से हीट किया गया. इसको मेटल स्पैचुला में लिया गया और आप देख सकते हो इट इज हीटेड डायरेक्टली. ठीक है, और एक आपको ये कंडक्शन भी दी गई है. सो समटाइम्स यू नो द क्वेश्चंस लाइक कैन बी आंसर्ड विदाउट स्टडिंग द केस स्टडी, अगर थोड़ा प्रिपरेशन होगा तो. अदरवाइज केस स्टडी में भी कुछ हिंट्स रहते हैं. So the physical state and properties of the salt samples used in the given activity. आपको क्या लगता है फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज और सॉल्ट सैम्पल्स में क्या चीज होगा? क्या वो क्रिस्टलाइन होंगे, ब्रिटल होंगे, मेल्टिंग पॉइंट हाई होगा, या ऑल ऑफ द अबव? सो लेट मी टेल यू, ऑल ऑफ देम आर द आयनिक कंपाउंड्स. So they'll possess all these properties. They would be crystalline solids, they would be brittle, they would have high melting and boiling point. So all of them would be the characteristic of these compounds as they are ionic. So we'll go with D option. Next question. Choose the correct observation when salt sample is taken on a metal spatula and heated directly. What do you see? The salt undergoes sublimation. We have NaCl, we have Ki, and out of them none of them show sublimation. Melt immediately? No. They are ionic, so they will have high melting end point. They will give characteristic flame? No. They do not melt easily. Yes, true. They do not melt easily because they are ionic and they have high melting point. So that means D would be the right answer. Next question. Which of the following compounds will not conduct electricity in aqueous? And here you have, choices. NaCl, it will conduct in an aqueous state because it's an ionic compound, and all ionic compounds in molten or in aqueous state, they conduct electricity, but in solid form, they do not. Okay, CCl4, it's a covalent compound, it won't conduct. CaCl2, it will conduct, and even this will conduct. So B won't conduct, and it is going to be the one which is not going to conduct electricity in an aqueous solution. Next question, based on same case study. The compound, we have following observation with 4 compounds PQRS. Melting point and boiling point. Okay. Ionic in nature पूछा गया है. See, if I talk about ionic compounds, they have ionic bond. And ionic bond is something which is formed between metal and non-metal, where they possess the positive and the negative charges. So they have strong forces. So if we talk about melting and boiling point, they have usually high melting and boiling point. And out of the given 4 options, you can see that they possess high melting and this possess high boiling point. So I think the answer is clear that the one which are ionic would be P and S, and we have the option as D. So you'll mark D. So see how quickly I've done the I've done 4 questions of case study 1. So in a similar manner, you're going to attempt in your paper. Okay, case study 2. Amoeba is a single-celled organism. It ingests food with the help of eggs. These form the food vacuole over the food particle. In food vacuole, the complex food is broken down into simpler molecules, which then diffuse into the cytoplasm. The remaining undigested food is expelled out the process by. So that means आपको बोला ये eggs की help से ले रहा है. उसके बाद बोला है कि अंदर food vacuole हो गया. Food vacuole में digestion हो गई. उसके बाद एब्जॉर्प्शन हो गई, साइटोप्लाज्म में डिफ्यूज होकर चला गया और फिर अनवांटेड थ्रू आउट हो गया. बेसिकली इट इज न्यूट्रिशन इन अमीबा एज इट शोज द होलोजोइक मोड, वी ऑल नो. सो इन डायग्राम लेबल्ड A, B, C indicate. We have this A, we have B, and here is C. So A is a food particle. Okay, I'll write here A indicates food particle. B is a nucleus. The dark colored body, small, which you can see inside is nucleus. And C is the food vacuole. So the option which is correct, food particle, nucleus and food vacuole. Yes, this would be correct. So all are wrong. B is the correct option. So you just have to mark it like this. Next question. The labeled part Y represents which part of nutrition? This is Y. This is that the unwanted substances, they are coming near the membrane bursts and they are expelled out, even given. So that means it is not ingestion because ingestion is taking. In digestion, that means by making use of digestive juices, we are breaking into simpler. Egestion, yes, this is the throwing of waste. Absorption is again not. So that means C is the correct answer in this case. Next question. The characteristics of labeled part X. What is this X? Small hair-like structures present in amoeba? No, they are not hair-like structure. Finger-like projection on cell surface. Yes, it is a finger-like structure which is U-shaped structure, or you can say which is formed around the food particle, and it is also called as false feed or pseudopodia, also termed as false feed. Tube-like note, not sucker. So that means B would be the right answer. Next question. Which of the following is true for the process of nutrition in amoeba? Food is taken in by the entire surface. Yes, it is taken in by the entire surface. Pseudopodia are permanent structure. No, they are not permanent. They are temporarily formed when they want to ingest food. Cell membrane ruptures and eliminate out undigested. Yes, we can easily see here. Within the vacuole, egestion of food occurs. No, egestion is within the vacuole, the digestion occurs, not digestion. So that means we have 1 and the third one as a correct. So 1 and 3rd, that is A, is the correct answer. You need to darken it like this. So let's see the case study 3. Here I think you can see the diagram and make out it is from the refraction chapter. Because here in this diagram you can see refraction is occurring. Okay, a student suggested the following guidelines to his friend for doing the experiment on tracing the path of a ray of light on passing through a rectangular glass slab for 3 different angles of incidence. So this is this is air, this is glass, and again we have air outside. So the incident ray, refracted ray, and then emergent, or you can say incident for PQ, incident for SR, and these are the emergent. Okay, so he instructed him to draw the outline of a glass slab at 3 positions on the drawing sheet, which is correct. Draw normals on the top side of these outlines near the right end. No, not near the right end, near the left end. That means this is incorrect. Draw the incident rays on the 3 outlines in direction making angle 30, 45 and 60 with a normal. Yes, this is correct. Fix 2 pins vertically on each of these incident ray at 2 points exactly 1 centimeter. No, it would be, appropriate distance, not exactly 1 centimeter. This is wrong. Look for the images of the feet of these pins while fixing 2 pins from the other side to get the refracted ray. Yes, it is correct. So, the question which is based, when he showed these guidelines to his teacher, the teacher told him that 2 of them need to be corrected and modified. Yes, and the 2 guidelines were B and D. So, D would be the right answer. And I have already told you that how it has to be corrected. One is it is near the left end, and second, it should be at appropriate distance, not exactly the 1 centimeter. It is not compulsory. So, B and D would be the right answer. Next question. How many refraction of light ray occur on passing through a glass slab? So that means refracted rays. How many refracted rays? Passing through a glass slab, that is air to glass, then to air. So we have got 2 refracted rays because these are 2 incident rays, one on surface PQ and one on SR. So 2 would be the right answer. So B is correct. Next question. He performs the experiment for 2 different values of angle of incidence. एक में एंगल लिया 30 और एक में एंगल लिया 45. Okay. The set values of angle of refraction and angle of emergence he is likely to observe in 2 cases. तो पहली चीज तो मैं बता दूं कि जब एंगल आपका 30 डिग्री है इंसिडेंस, तो इमर्जेंस भी 30 होगा. जब एंगल आपका 45 डिग्री है तो एंगल ऑफ इमर्जेंस भी 45 होगा. ओके, अभी हमें क्या बताना है? एंगल ऑफ रिफ्रैक्शन, एंड इट वुड बी लेस देन एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस. इट वुड बी लेस देन एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस. तो यहाँ पे ये इंसिडेंस के इक्वल है तो ये करेक्ट नहीं होगा. जिसमें भी उसके इक्वल है वो करेक्ट नहीं होगा. सो वी विल नॉट लुक फॉर द ऑप्शन ए एंड डी. सो दैट मीन्स वी आर जस्ट लेफ्ट विद बी एंड सी. अब यहाँ पे ये इमर्जेंस 30 है और यहाँ इमर्जेंस 28 है, जबकि ये कितना होना चाहिए था? इट शुड बी इक्वल टू एंगल ऑफ इमर्जेंस. सो दिस इज नॉट करेक्ट. ठीक है, तो हमारे पास करेक्ट आंसर कौन सा होगा? सी पार्ट. क्योंकि आपको पता है कोई भी मीडिया हो, एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस हमेशा इमर्जेंस के इक्वल होता है, और इस केस में ग्लास स्लैब के केस में जो रिफ्रैक्टेड एंगल होगा दैट शुड बी लेस देन द एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. He noted some observations from his demonstration. Choose the correct one. Angle I is more than R but equal to I. अच्छा, रिलेशन पूछा है तो मैं समअप कर दूं. एंगल I हमेशा एंगल E की इक्वल होगा, लेकिन एंगल I would always be bigger than एंगल R. So एंगल I more than R. No. Yes, it would be more but equal to E. Yes, it is right. एंगल I less than R नहीं, ये भी नहीं, ये भी नहीं. So the correct option is option A. एंगल I एक तो हमेशा इंसिडेंस के इक्वल होगा, और दूसरा ग्लास स्लैब के लिए एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस जो होगा वो बड़ा होगा एज कंपेयर टू एंगल ऑफ रिफ्रैक्शन. So A is the correct answer. So with this we have completed the sample paper 7 also. And let me tell you one thing, that this is the Arihant book, so you can make use of this book and complete the paper yourself. And if you face any difficulty, so you can just go through the video again. उसमें हमने concept भी बताया है, and even in the book you have the answers, the answer key also, and along with that you have the explanation too. So please practice more and more if you want to get good marks. Please practice more and more. And let me tell you one thing, scoring the good marks is not a big task. Once you start preparing, or once you start reading thorough, once you start writing, and practicing, most important, definitely you are going to get a good marks. So with this we come to an end of this session. I hope you like it. I always like solving papers or taking sessions with you. So if you like the video, hit the like button, share the video with your friends, and do not forget to hit the bell icon for the notification. And if you haven't taken this book, then just go and buy it. So thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. So we'll be meeting very soon where I'll be solving the sample paper 8 with you. So till then, take care. Bye-bye.